Good evening, ghoulies and ghosties and long-leggedy beasties. This is Alex, coming at you from the underworld, and welcome back to another episode of... Alright everyone, to get this weekend vlog started, Carrie and I are going to spend our Friday night watching They Live, because if it's Friday night in this house, it's horror movie night. And he's never seen this cult classic, so it's about time that he did. Well, it is Saturday morning, and I'm just kind of meandering around. Yeah, that pile behind me, we gotta burn that. And, had a really good time last night showing Carrie They Live for the first time. He really enjoyed it. I totally forgot that there was a scene in it where they had mentioned, like, 2025 everything would be complete, and I was like, yeah, that totally makes sense. But of course that movie has one of my favorite one-liners in it of all time, which is, I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass and I'm all out of bubblegum. And then we have that kick-ass fight that happened between, like, Roddy Piper and Keith David. And we read online where that fight was supposed to be for like 20 seconds, but it ended up being 5 minutes long. And I mean, that's like one of the most badass fight sequences in movie history. So yeah, we had a great time with it. I had a great time showing it to Carrie, and that's what I really enjoy about our Friday night horror movies, because while I grew up watching like a lot of R-rated films, he kind of grew up watching PG and PG-13 rated films and not so many horror movies. So I love introducing him to that, and oh my god, today is so beautiful. Like, absolutely gorgeous day. And I think Carrie and I are going to go for a walk in the park a little bit later on. I've already uploaded my weekly vlog, so that's available now. And as we speak, the book review for The Winter People is uploading. And I have compiled the top 3 scariest books of 2024 that I read, so that video will be up within at least the next few days. But as for now, I'm going to sit on my back porch and read while drinking some coffee. So, since I have to dress to impress, Carrie has given me a haircut. I miss my long hair, I do, and now I have to clean out the caverns. Alright, Carrie wants to pull them.
Do you yank straight down?
Yeah.
You ready?
Count to 3.
1, 2. Both at the same time?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Alright,
so we are about to do a 3-mile walk through the park. That, of course, is the Vicksburg National Military Park. Even though we are technically still in winter, there is a snake skin. So, yeah, they are out and about. I think I said at the beginning of our walk that this was 3 miles, but technically it's 4 miles. And once we get up there to that big monument on the hill, we will have hit our 2-mile mark. And let me tell you, the hill that you see ahead of us, that is hell to climb up. So yeah, that is going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, this is the Vicksburg National Military Park, and even though we are only walking 4 miles of the park, it's like 16 miles long. So yeah, it takes about a good 2 to 3 hours to actually drive through. I wouldn't dream of walking through the entire thing. Here comes the pain in the ass hill. Carrie has already walked it, turned back, and is now walking towards me. That right there, I can't do that shit. Not right now, anyway. Hell, you can already hear me wheezing, and that's just by me doing a basic walk. Oh well, I have lost 10 pounds, and that's compared to about a couple of months ago. So, after I get some more pounds off me, I should be able to walk this better. Because of the wind being as bad as what it was, I'm just going to do a little voiceover here. The house that you see is the Shirley House, and that was actually used during the Siege of Vicksburg as a hospital. And the monument that you see in the far back is the Illinois Monument, which that has always been my favorite monument of the park, simply because once you get inside, you can hear your voice echo so very well. And there is rumor that when it rains, even though there's a hole in the top of that monument, rain does not get inside due to the air pressure. Granted, I've never been there as it was raining, so I really can't verify that. So one of the things that I used to do as a kid, because I was told it was good luck, was to count the stairs as you walked up them. And to be honest, I think that's a superstition that goes around Vicksburg quite a bit, because the older I got, the more I heard people talk about, oh, be sure to count the stairs. So yeah, it's supposed to be good luck, and I will admit I don't count them all the time, but when I want to feel like a child at heart again, I will totally do that. So even though the park closes after nightfall, I have heard tell that back in the 70s, people had actually held a seance in that monument. I don't know how true that is. It's just one of the many urban legends or tall tales that have floated around throughout my life. And being up at this height is so cool. And yeah, the air inside of here was so strong. It was just very, very hard on the mic, and the echoes were very overwhelming. So yeah, that's the inside of the Illinois Monument, and it has always been my favorite. I think every kid absolutely loves this monument, and they grow up to still love it as an adult. And just looking out over the battlefield and everything is so, so, so beautiful. Since my phone's about to die, I'm just going to make this quick. But growing up, I had heard quite a few ghost stories about this park, one of which regards a monument that has 5 faces on it that's supposed to cry blood. Another is an urban legend about a ghost known as Hookman that lived under what was called Hookman Bridge. And there's also been a lot of stories about apparitions being spotted. But when I used to work for the visitor center, one of my posts was at this park in their gift shop. And there were times that we would smell cigar smoke when, of course, smoking wasn't allowed. And one particular time, I actually did see a book fly off of the shelf when nobody else was in there. So that was pretty cool. Well, it is Sunday morning and I slept in just a little bit. My hair is like sticking up everywhere, so that tells you exactly how long I've been up. But I did make a lot of leeway on Ghoul last night, and we're being introduced to quite a few different characters. I'm like about 110 pages into this book, which is like around 380 something in a paperback format anyway. But yeah, so that's about how far in I am. I know I haven't made it that far. Hitting page 190 is going to be the halfway mark, I believe. But as we're being introduced to more characters, I do not think Zinc is the killer. I don't think he's leading a double life. And up to a certain point, I wasn't certain that this was going to be like heavy metal or punk inspired, even though it has a lot of praise from heavy metal and punk artists. But we have finally been introduced to a heavy metal band called Ghoul, and they are being taken care of by a guy named Hendler, who has actually gotten his hands into quite a bit. Like, he's in charge of running drugs, sex films. There's been rumor that he did a snuff film, and now he's trying to get his hand into music venues. So this band called Ghoul, which is kind of like this punk metal goth band, they are performing at this place called the Id, and it's exactly what you would expect from a goth punk bar. And like, the aesthetic of this band is really, really cool. And when I was first introduced to them, I thought that the band would collectively be a group of serial killers, but I really think that's not the case. I mean, there could still be one of them who is a serial killer, but the guitarist named Axel actually seems to have a pretty good head on his shoulders. So if someone else in that band is a killer, I don't believe he's a part of it. But anyway, I am going to continue my read, and in a little bit, I'm going to head over to Connie's with Carrie, and we are going to watch the Super Bowl together. So, yeah, I am going to bring this with me and probably read a little bit of it here and there, and also just write up a few more reviews and everything. And I'll probably bring some crochet too and crochet while we watch it. I'm also going to make a drink, and since we are rooting for the Eagles this time, it's going to be a drink that is blue. And normally we root for the Chiefs, but I'm really not big into football, and neither is Carrie. And the only time we really enjoy it is when we get to watch the Super Bowl with Connie. And whoever she roots for is who we root for with her. So this year she has decided on the Eagles, and we are going with her on that. Hey, babies! We're gonna go to Auntie Connie's. Yeah. Y'all gonna have the house all to yourselves. Super Bowl time!
Happy
Woot
Super Bowl
woot!
Sunday!
Yeah! We're gonna drink.
Drink and eat.
And there's Carrie making a salad. He's gotta eat right. They're doggy. Alright, these are the shots that I made for today. This is going to be what we get to start the party off with. And that is honestly nothing more than pineapple juice, vodka, and blue curacao. So, chin chin.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Woo!
Oh, look at that. Oh, she is tuckered. She is tuckered.
She is spoiled.
She is.
A spoiled little diva.
Oh. She's like, forget you, going to sleep. It is Monday morning, and I think I drank a little too much last night. Of course, with the footage that you saw of us chilling out in the living room, that was obviously the calm before the storm, and the only storm that happened was me adding too much vodka to my drink. So, yeah, it was fun. But we honestly don't do anything too much. We just spend some quality time together and call it a little Super Bowl party because that's just our thing. Everyone has their own traditions, and that's ours, but our team did win, which of course we were rooting for the Eagles, and we were really hoping that this could have been a more intense game, but by about the halftime show, we were like, oh yeah, Eagles are gonna win. No doubt about it. And now I am about to start my Monday, which means I'm ending this video and I am about to begin recording the next. But before I do that, I do have to run Grandma by the grocery. I have not received too many responses from the applications I put in. So hopefully as the day progresses, I'll hear back from a few more. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the weekend chill. I hope that it made you laugh. I hope it made you relax. And I will definitely try to be more interactive with everything and everyone. So here's to hoping that we get to have a lot more fun together. But before I close out, I would just like to note, if you would care to join this channel, I do have some options in the description section of this video. And one of which is so you can join this channel as a member. Another one is for my Patreon account. And then, of course, I have all my social media links listed as well. So if you want to hit me up on social media, be sure to do that. And until we see each other again, I hope you have a great week and sweet nightmares.